Hello, everyone. My name is Zachary. Uh, I hope, is this formal wear? It it should be. Oh, okay. Okay. So today I'm doing my presentation on video editing and how it is reliable to communities, and I mean different kinds of communities. So, in case you want to know more about who I am, I transferred over from Honolulu Community College with my associate's degree in music entertainment learning experience. I am a graduate of Roosevelt High School with a 3.5 GPA. So, this is the agenda for today's presentation. So, what I plan to do is I'm going to do a senior project. And what this senior project is that I will be creating a YouTube series of editing tutorials. So what I will do is I will explain different kinds of editing cuts and techniques for younger people or people who are unfamiliar to video editing. This is so that they can learn and have an easier time if they decide to dive deeper into such topics. So this is my thesis statement. And I say that communities put a lot of emphasis on video editing because it helps them in various ways, such as educating viewers, performing medical tasks, and promoting certain behaviors. So the reason why I chose this topic is because when I have free time, I try to publish YouTube videos, but I have been slowing down on that grind lately due to school and work. But when I have free time, I try to learn new editing techniques so that I can apply them to my videos. So one of the significances video editing has is that it can help teachers develop strategies so that they can find better ways to teach their students. And they can do so when they record themselves teaching their students. Because when they record themselves, they are able to have deeper reflections that can help them adjust the way they teach to accommodate their students' learning behaviors. As you can see from this data here, the teachers from the VR group had a larger level of reflexive language compared to those from the non-VR group. The VR group had more pedagogical dimensions, and I hope I pronounced that right. Another significance of video editing is that it is a form of visual element, and the average person remembers more information when there are visual elements involved. As you can see, the gist memory, verbatim memory, and perceptual details were higher when there was a visual element involved. In this experiment, two separate groups were tasked with recalling the memory of an actress. And needless to say, with the addition of a video accompanying the story, the participants were able to, that had the video, were able to remember more details than the ones that just had the woman speaking. The third significance video editing has is that it can help thoracoscopic surgeons learn their skills and procedures better so that they can teach their knowledge to others. So in an experiment, a professor gave a practical exercise to their medical students. This is so that they can learn surgical anatomy, pathophysiology, and surgical techniques. The surgery video involved different surgical techniques. And after each student edited the original footage in their own didactic and creative ways, they submitted the videos to their professor so that the professor can give feedback regarding the differences between the procedures so that the students can make appropriate corrections. Now, normally, students from the medical field do not learn anything in regards to stereoscopic procedures. Therefore, with the addition of a practical exercise of editing a video, they were able to develop clinical reasoning and understand surgical anatomy with much more ease. The fourth significant, keeping on the topic of surgeries, thoracoscopic surgeons also benefit from video editing. Because when they start their basic training, they record a senior colleague doing a procedure. And when the recording is done, they review it and edit out any unnecessary movements. They also replay the video to see if there are any areas that are a must. Because you cannot go wrong with laparoscopic surgeries. Because if one goes wrong on a real deal, that person, whoever did it, will probably get fired. Now, as these laparoscopic training skills develop, they can eventually move up the ranks and do the thoracoscopic surgery under supervision from a senior colleague. And then they'll reach the highest point where they'll be able to do the whole thing on their own. Now, video editing can come in different paces, but what some people do not know is that different paces will have a different behavioral and effect on children. So in this experiment, children were divided into two groups, a fast-paced group and a slow-paced group. And they were tasked with completing a go, no-go trial. But as you can see, the fast-paced group recorded more errors than the slow-paced group. On top of this, never mind. And you often see videos on social media, and I would be lying to say most of them are unedited. Because honestly, over the last 2 decades, the remix video editing has become a social norm and trend, especially for Generation Z. Because when people edit videos online, they can contribute to the development of cultures and can ultimately influence the behaviors of their peers. So I go on TikTok a lot, and I see the comment section and how many views and likes each TikTok video gets. And when TikTok videos become popular, they become a trend, and then people start to join in on that trend. So for my senior project's target audience, I mainly want to target those around my age and those around, no, forget that. I want to target those around my age, which is ages 13 to 24, and those who are just getting into video editing, because I want to help them become better video editors and see the importance of video editing. The intellectual significance of video editing is that it can do a variety of beneficial things. For me, it gave me my own sense of creativity and style. When I have projects, video editing helps me add emphasis to certain scenes. And sometimes video editing can help raise awareness for social issues, such as Black Lives Matter. So how I will make this work? I will start by sorting out every single technique and I know from the most basic to the most advanced. And there are hundreds of techniques. I plan on making as many videos as I can. And I will do all of this at home, but I may end up doing it outside of my home. So in case you do not know what Open Broadcast System is, it's a program where I can record my screen. So when I will use OBS to record myself editing my own videos, and in the recordings, I will explain each editing technique that I use. And I will try to make each video last around 1 to 3 minutes because I do not want to leave my viewers bored that they leave early. I will also be open to collaboration with others, such as my professor, Samantha Giradar, and Samantha Farinella. And when all is said and done, I plan on writing my report on my experience doing this whole thing, the impact it had on my viewers, and what could I have done to improve my works. I will also incorporate peer feedback to see what can be done in the future should I decide to continue this series. My intended solution is a YouTube playlist containing my demonstration videos. Unlike my main YouTube channel, this will not be on my YouTube channel. Instead, I will be posting it on my school YouTube channel because it fits the more educational vibe that I'm going for. On top of this, I can also analyze various films and catch as many editing techniques as I can. And I can also point out what I thought went well and what I did not think went well. And then I can also see the critical reviews from critics and then give my own personal thoughts. And these are all my sources. And that is it. Any questions?